I'd like to ask the Minister for Education, Sport and Culture what the strategy is for delivering outstanding information technology training in secondary schools.
On the Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. The strategy for delivering outstanding IT training in secondary schools is based on a range of approaches to IT learning, complemented by a number of differential informal IT qualifications for 16 to 18-year-olds. Pupils' need, interests and aspirations for future learning and employment are integral to the development of secondary school curriculum in all subjects, including IT. At Key Stage 3, IT, including computer science, is included on pupil timetables as a separate subject, as well as being delivered through other subjects as appropriate. At Key Stage 4, a number of different qualifications are offered by schools to their pupils. These include IGCSE ICT, IGCSE Computer Science, SQA PC Passport, including Microsoft Office qualifications, SQA Digital Passport, and more recently a qualification in cyber security. Again, in Key Stage 4, aspects of IT are delivered within other subjects. Computer-aided design in DT, Key Stage 5, A-level ICT and A-level computer science are offered in schools for students who wish to study these qualifications alongside other Level 3 qualifications. Some pupils may also opt for additional IT workplace learning through Career Ready programme. At Key Stage 5, some students also choose to attend the University College of Man to follow full-time Level 2 or 3 IT or computer science qualifications.
Supplementary question, Mr Shimmins.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. It was good to hear the list of qualifications that are provided by the Department. How do we ensure that the training provided towards those qualifications is outstanding?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. There is ongoing training for staff. We are working with the IT industry. There's been a number of meetings with the e-gaming sector and MIPCA, as in how we can actually provide what the industry needs. Very similar to what we do with the engineering industry.
Supplementary question, Ms August Hanson.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Would the Minister for Education, Sport and Culture please let us know as to whether or not there are any link-ups with the International Centre for Technology? In terms of, obviously, there's a partnering there with the University College Isle of Man. I wondered if perhaps the teachers in IT would have any training there?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I'm not clear on that, but I will get the answer and circulate it.
Supplementary question, Ms Edge.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I'm not actually sure of the date, but the Minister did confirm in this court that there was going to be a review of the UCM provision at the nunnery. I'm just wondering, has that review taken place? I think it was due in the end of 2017, and what the outcome was, and what is he doing about that future provision and making us this outstanding leader in ICT?
In as much as it applies to information technology in secondary schools, Minister.
Once again, Mr Deputy President, I'll circulate the answer.
Supplementary question, Mr Shimmins.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I'm grateful for the Minister's responses. Perhaps you could explain how the Department uses technology to deliver outstanding information technology training. What use is made of webinars, for example?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I think we're getting a little bit further along into further detail. I'm not sure what the UCM or the schools do in detail, but quite clearly it's moved into more detail than I've got the answer for here today. But if the Honourable Member would like to contact the Department, we can go into more detail with him.
Supplementary question, Mr Shimmins.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I'm grateful and will, of course, speak to the Minister and the Department. He mentioned previously that there's ongoing discussions with industry, which is very positive, including MICTA. Perhaps he could explain what he expects the outcome of those discussions to be.
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I think we've seen through the engineering sector a real positive about working with industry, and the Department is very keen to work with industry in all sectors, and I would hope that we have a way forward with the IT sector to actually mirror what has happened in the engineering sector. We are looking to see whether we can work with the IT industry to come into the schools and to teach alongside teachers about actually how work-based learning is done. Through Careers Ready, we actually have a system where students go into work placements over a summer. They have a mentor in IT, so that's a real positive for those students.
Supplementary question, Mrs Kane.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Can I ask the Minister for Education, Sport and Culture whether, while I'm delighted there is a link-up with MICTA and professionals from the IT industry, can he confirm that all IT teachers within the secondary schools are fully qualified, that along with ongoing professional development, are there any salary enhancements to attract the outstanding IT professionals to go into teaching? And also, can he confirm that the level of technical resources within our secondary schools are on a par for as they were previously, and also that they are frequently updated to enable our young students to have the benefit of the latest technology to learn on?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Our IT is regularly replaced across all the schools. As with working with industry, I think that's a real positive that we're doing there. Apart from that, when we're looking at what we're trying to provide for our students across all sectors, I believe that the teachers that we're getting are the standard that we require. But as I said, this is a very competitive market. We're also looking at how we can incentivise teachers to come over here. When you're looking at some of the academies and even through the private sector, when you're looking at salaries in some IT industries well in excess of £50,000 per year, that makes it very difficult to get those people. That's why we're looking to work with the industry to see if we can get some of those industry experts to teach alongside our teachers.
Final supplementary, Ms Edge.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Can the Minister, he's agreed to circulate some further information. Whilst you're doing that, can you please circulate what the budgets are for ICT in the schools and what age the equipment is that the students are using?
Minister to reply.